Hello, this is another video that's covering a part of the syllabus, linking and embedding, and also a feature called 3D Sum. It's part of the syllabus for the advanced ICDL Spreadsheets Qualification. It's demonstrating in Excel 2016, but you can use and be tested in 365 as well. So as you can see here, this is what it's going to be covering. It's linking and embedding, looking at the differences between them and how and where you can use them and what they do when you do them in particular ways, linked or embedded. Also, it's got about breaking links and, as I said, a 3D formula sum that will add up the same cell range throughout multiple worksheets. So good little tool there you might need. My name is Stephanie Toman and I hope you enjoy this.
Open up the linking, and what I want you to do is open up both container and the source. Okay, update, if it comes up with an update, continue, and then we're going to go back to the folder and open up the other ones, whichever one you've done first. So we should have two worksheets there together, and then in the view tab we're going to do the view side by side. I'm a bit of a wobbler, yours might too, but don't worry, as long as we can see them alongside each other, that's good. Oops, let's bring it out a little bit. So you can see that this is the container document and this is the source document. Doesn't really matter because I've done a few changes between the two. But if we click on this one here, you can just see a basic value in the formula bar. But if we click on this one, you can actually see that there's a source there. Okay, so this is the source of the, if you like, in the container document, it's sourcing the source workbook and sheet 1 and B3. So it says what it's linked to. So that's the link. So let's just delete this. I've put some little things along just to help you think about it. First of all, before we delete it, let's actually see it works. If I change that to 200, see how that changes. So just to get a feel for why it's worth linking between workbooks, okay? So let's delete this. Use an equal sign for linking and then go to the workbook and the cell you wish to link and click on it. You see the hash appear and the syntax is correct, which it is, as we saw before. Enter it in and now we could go back to 100 and that changes. So that's linked that to there. Okay. Another way of doing this, if we click in here, we could copy this and you could paste using a paste special, and you can use this paste link there. Okay, so that's another way of doing it. So then if you change that, that one changes there. So two ways of doing it, but the most simplistic is to just use an equal sign. Obviously one cell's fine, but you could do a run of cells, it'd be a lot more useful. So let's see, these are linked, as you can see, and they're linked to these, the source sheet, and it's G7 to G13 is linked. Okay, so let's delete this and let's see how we did that. So if we leave that highlighted and click in, just click highlight the cell and then type in equals while it's highlighted. Go to the source sheet where you want the figures and highlight the range that you wish to use. And you can see the syntax in there, it's good. Click on OK. It's not completed it, but if you drag an autofill, it will do. And then if you change anything within that range, it will automatically link here. Okay, so let's just do that one more time. So remember, I took out the link. It's already in there. Still highlighted, typed in an equal sign to say I'm going to link. And then I've gone to my source, picked up the range, same range as I've got there, and OK. And then I can complete the link within it and update if I need to at a later date. So there's now a link. I'm just going to pull this over a minute. There's now a link in this workbook. So part of the syllabus is about breaking links in workbooks. So there's two ways of doing it. The most useful way is within the spreadsheet workbook, and it's in the data tab, and it has an edit links. Before we go to that, if we just look in the file tab the other way, and it's just down here below the related documents. Now, if there are no links in a workbook, that does not appear. So if you don't see it, there isn't a link. Let's go the other way into the edit links, and you will see the link that it's referring to. You can see we've got our source workbook, and then you break the link, and it always double checks with you. You say OK or break the link, and then you close, and you have now broken the link between those workbooks. OK, so if I change that number, nothing changes in the other document. All right, so that's linking that way. Let's close those down. I'm not going to save, so we can use these again at a later date. Now let's have a look at linking and breaking cells. Remember, let's just have a little practice at it. You can see in here, we're going to type in a different way of linking. So equal, and I'm copying this here. So we're going to link the north sheet here, the south, and the Midlands by C6. So I'm in C6, so I'm going to type north. Do you remember the syntax for a sheet? Then the cell, plus south, no brackets, notice, C6, and then finally add the mid one, C6, no brackets, okay, enter it in. And then what's happened is this has added up that one, C6, that one, C6, and that one, C6. And it's all done it all in a what you call a front sheet. So it's good for things like bookmarking and stuff like that. However, there is another way of doing that. I'm going to do that in a moment using a different sum. Just to show here, before we use an equal sign. You can link text as well. So if we've got D6, we could link that, but then we can link text too. So just be aware of that. So let's have a look at that other way of linking up the same cell throughout worksheets. And it's called a 3D sum or a 3D reference sum. And it's what the language they will use in the exam when they're asking you to use this feature. But what you will see is you will see a front worksheet and then some linked worksheets that they expect you to link. And it's going to be through a particular cell. This one's through D6. And I put on here how we do this, but it's just a matter of having a go and then getting used to the way it is. This is the language, if you like, the syntax that we see in the formula bars, and that's what we're going to be seeing when we do it. So let's delete that out together. We're in D6, and we're going to link these here. Let's pop some information in, some data in here, whatever you like. Okay, just to make it, and then we've got, yeah, so we've got something in each D6. Back to the results. So equal, you can type in sum, an open bracket, or an even quicker way is to click in there and go up to auto sum in your home tab. Click on it, and it's there ready to go, and it even includes the end bracket for you. So the first thing we're going to do is click on the first sheet, and you can see the language, the syntax language building here. Then we're going to hold down the shift, and the shift means every sheet in between. And then while we're holding down the shift, we click on the mid. And you can see now all the sheets are included, and it's got a colon there that represents the shift. Let go of the shift and click on the D6 anywhere you like, and then enter. And what you will do is you will add up all of those worksheet cells by D6. Okay, so let's do it again, just one more time. So I've gone straight to auto sum, nice and easy. Clicked on the first sheet, held the shift, clicked on the last sheet, let go of the shift and clicked on D6 and entered. And that is your 3D sum or 3D reference sum. Very useful and also part of the syllabus which you're expected to know. So let's close that and not save. The next areas we're going to look at are linking and embedding data. So let's open up the sales link. Notice it's a Word document. And then I'm going to open up the workbook sales. Okay, I'm just going to pull this alongside so we can see a little bit of action going on in each one. So if I copy this data and I just pasted it in below here into a Word document, it would just be a snapshot picture, wouldn't it? Wouldn't do anything. But what we can do is we can paste it. We use the paste special. We can paste it as a Microsoft Excel worksheet object. And if we don't click the paste link, it would be what they call an embedded worksheet object. So let's do the embedded first. Give it a minute. There it is. Now what embedded means is that you double click it in the Word document and you can actually go in and change things, but it will not change in the source. So it's not changing the source here, it's only changing in the Word document. You click away and it's back to the embedded data that we've just put in. To check it's embedded, if you right click on it, it will show that it's a worksheet object. Just in case in the exam you paste special it in and think, oh, I forgot to click the link, or I clicked the link by accident, the paste link, I'll double check that I've done the right type for the exam. Okay, so that's the worksheet object. It's still on the end of my cursor, it's still copied. So below it, I'm going to now go to paste, and oh, it's not copied, so I do need to go back, and guess what? You can see there's no hash around it either. Okay, so notice that. So then place that below there, and it's lit up. Notice paste is lit up now, so it's working. And paste special again. We've got the Microsoft Excel worksheet object, but this time we're going to click on the paste link. Then if we OK, you can see that it's still got the hash there now. But if I double click on it in the Word document, it actually goes to the data in the source. So if I went to the data in the source and I changed that to 50, and then I come back to here and I update, you can see that that 50 there has been taken on there, and it's also affected the chart here. Undo and update the link here. You can also check this is the right type of link data or worksheet that you put in by right-clicking on it, and it will tell you that it's linked. Okay, so if you're not sure and you've forgotten, you can always double check. Below here, let's do the chart itself. Copy, pop it in here, and let's paste special and link the Microsoft Excel chart object, the two things we're doing. Okay, double click on it and it goes to the chart here. So when we do the 50 again here, enter, and we update the link here, that also changes. So it's a really useful tool to when you want to make changes to both. If you've got a Word document, you want to keep it updated with your spreadsheet changes, then this is how you do it. So remember, syllabus-wise, you have an embedded, whereby if you double click on it, you change it within the document, and in the exam, they may ask you to do that. It does get a bit wobbly in the exam, but don't worry, just stay nice and calm. And then you get the actual one where you go in and you could be changing the data source. But generally, with the link one, they just want to see that it's linked. And it could be data or it could be an object to chart. Okay, so that's the embedded linking of an object and the linking of an object into a Word document.